Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. This time we're reviewing the Storm Collectibles Ultimate version of Mortal Kombat 3 Scorpion, or I want to say any type of reboot version, because technically this guy is a mix between two different versions of Scorpion, at least from my knowledge. So if I'm wrong, obviously somebody will correct me, which is cool, but I do at this point believe it's based off Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 version, where they revisit the suit and the costume and stuff like that, taking a look. But anyway, this costume is actually really dope. I like the way it looks. It's a much upgraded body. The proportions are a little different. I like the crazy big mask. I know some people don't like that, but I actually like the crazy big mask. But anyway, let's jump into my favorite part, which is articulation. So let's take a look. The head can look up, it can look down, and mine's a little stiff on the neck, but I'm pretty sure once I wiggle this guy in, break him in with some poses, I'll be fine. So this guy actually has a nice range of motion with the head, rotates all the way around. My mask is a little loose again, but you know, it's kind of just a latch on, so I could be just being extreme with it. Arms actually do the pretty normal thing, which is they can go up, they can go down, they rotate all the way around with no problem. There is a bicep swivel as well. Now, the soft, well, I won't call it soft goods actually. I want to say the soft vest can get in the way sometimes depending on what you're doing, but because there's a nice little butterfly joint there, I don't think you have too much of an issue because they made it soft. The bicep swivel rotates really nicely, which is great. 360 degrees clockwise when you have it out, and still works with the butterfly joint. Arms are double jointed, and because it's soft, you can actually get that little bit of extra crunch in there right here on this piece, which is also soft as well and can be rotated. The hand has a nice ball joint, which you actually can see here, but let's take it off and I can show you that it rotates all the way around. Wow, this one is actually really tight, so it can't rotate. Oh, I could be wrong, hold on. So yeah, this doesn't rotate all the way around, but the ball joint just rotates back and forth. Let's check on the other hand just to make sure, right? Nope, just rotates back and forth. So you got to keep that in mind when you have the fist on. It's not one of those ball joints that rotate all the way around. Or I could be wrong and need to heat it up. So if anybody knows the true answer, you just go ahead and put that in the comments. So let's pop these hands back on. The ab crunch actually folds forward really nicely. You heard that the vest moving because it moves with it. Oop, knocked your mask off. Rotates backwards. So we have a little bit of rotation, and it can rotate side to side. Now, as you can see, the more I mess with them, the more the vest actually gets messed up. But you can kind of just tear it off and see what's going on under the body. There's a nice muscular body under there. So the vest actually works with the muscular body and cohesion. And the reason why I say that is because for the most part, that's the only time it actually has ripped off. Well, not ripped off, but has moved out of placement. Otherwise, the vest moved really well with the rotating of the arms, as you can see here. So you don't have too much to worry about. It's kind of engineered to move with it. So let's say you wanted to flex them like this, as you can see, does a good job. As far as the legs go, the legs spread out really far, so you can do your high jump kicks. Ankle pivot is quite generous. Rotates all the way through and around and back and forth, so you have a little bit extra room. There's toe pivot as well. Legs are double jointed, as you can see here. It makes the big N shape here, but if you turn it upside down, it makes a U. And if you do a crouching pose, you most certainly would be decently okay. As you can see, you're going to stretch it out right here along this part, but for the most part, you're okay. So now as we get him in a nice battle pose, we're going to talk about the things that Scorpion comes with. Get you all nice and posed up. Make you look like the Scorpion, the Hattori Hondo that we know and love from Mortal Kombat. Let's get you in a nice fighting stance. And these are the things I kind of want to make sure of, fight stance-wise. Like, obviously, you learn that they change styles throughout the series and things like that. But you can always just, you know, imagine what kind of fight style it would be for you. You know what I mean? Especially now Mortal Kombat 11 out. So let's get you nice and posed up like that. Voila, we got you nice and posed. First and foremost, we have Scorpion's spear. This time they did it with the rope with the squiggly look before it actually catches you. Now, when you compare it to the old one, which is black, this one is more brown. There is less blood at the tip, so I'm assuming the bloody version will have the bloody tip. They even added the kunai piece that attaches to the rope, whereas this one was the classic way, which is the kunai attached to the rope, straight line. Both can actually fit on his wrist, but this one actually fits a little tighter. So I'm going to show you the old one on. real fast. Let's put that back up. I'm going to show you. So it fits on the wrist, but obviously, you know, if you can see it, this has its issues of how small the rope around the wrist peg is. When you put this one on, it's pretty much made. And mine's a little warped because I left it out overnight and it's been very humid here. But let's say you were rotating this guy. Ooh, let's make it look good. So as you can see here, it actually looks a little bit more natural on the figure, in my opinion. But either one technically could work depending on what you want to do. All right, let's get you back in a nice pose stance. Voila. Then we have the axe that comes with Scorpion. It already comes pre-bloody, so when you attack your opponents, you know, they might catch something because blood transfer diseases, you know, you never know things like that. But in Mortal Kombat universe, I don't think anybody has any issues like that because you're too busy dying. So this is really cool. Nice bloodied axe. Then you have the uppercut effect, which is a classic in Mortal Kombat. When you uppercut a dude, the blood comes out straight from the fist because he uppercutted you so hard. And as you can see, it splats out that way. Then there's also two axe effects. These ones kind of just can add in two. And there's also a little piece peg-wise that actually allows you to peg into other things depending on what you want to do. I'm unsure what that is going to be yet. I haven't figured out a way how I want to, you know, show that off. So they can actually sit on top of each other, or they could be two separate pieces in general. You have the skull-like mask, which is a replacement for this mask. Let's pop that off and throw this guy on. And this one actually is a little bit smaller than the previous mask. So when you pop it in, it looks smaller on the face as well compared to the bigger mask. As you can see, this looks much bigger. This one fits way more slim, but it leaves a little bit of worrisome negative space for me in the face. So you got to be a little careful with how you want that to look. But it does fit better. So let's leave that on for a bit, get everybody used to that. Then as far as the other hands, you have two hands for carrying the axe, left and right. You have open fighting pose stances. Probably one of my favorite hands so far. Then you have the get over here hands, or karate chopping hands, depending on what you want to go about it. But these are definitely his get over here hands, which are very nice. I think I've covered all of his accessories for now. One of the things I want to talk about with Scorpion, though, is if you have the previous Scorpion, you're going to wonder if your flaming skull, well, not flaming, obviously, but if the skull accessory works on his head. Now, I've tested it off screen, so I'm going to show you on screen. What happens is, actually, they've extended the neck joint and changed the ball joint a little bit. So let's leave him like this. The neck joint comes out easily. It's not really a problem. I'm going to take this out. We're going to attach the skull head, which pops right in. Put it on the body so you can hear the snap. So let's hear it all together, guys. Wait. Oop, I may have missed my point. And now I can't do it on camera because everyone is watching. So let's see if we can match this up. I was doing this just fine off camera, and now I'm having all these issues. Actually, if you want to get it to sit flush, you miss the point where it plugs into the body, and you can get it to sit flush. Which is crazy because off screen, I was having this crazy issue of it plugging it back in, right? And now, I don't have that issue. See? It's not plugging back in now, but the head sits flush. But there is going to be a point where you have to plug it back in properly so your neck joint can move properly. So what I'm going to do is, let's troubleshoot this together on screen as part of the video. Let's use some light. And as you can see, it's shifted. Well, I can see it, but you guys can't. It's shifted a little over to the left. So let's try to match that up. There we go. And now it's in there. I don't know if you heard the sound, but with the proper, well, with the wrong skull on it, as you can see, it sits really high on the head. So if you're going to do certain scenes, you want to have it, see how much negative space there is there. You're probably going to want to have it done a certain way. So that way, if you're going to do the fatality, it'll look good. Because when you pop this head back on, as you can see, no negative space, the head sits more flush, right? Now that we've gone over just about everything Scorpion comes with, the first thing I'm going to do is, just compare him to his previous counterpart from Collectibles, which is the classic Scorpion. And then we have this guy. And this guy is even a little bit taller than the previous Scorpion. As you can see here, he's buffer, he's bigger, and it looks nice. Now, I want to make sure I get him standing straight up as possible so you guys can see what's going on here. There's no misinterpretation. Voila, there we go. So, I like both, honestly, but I'm liking the more updated body. I'm liking the feel on this guy. But in terms of the cool factor and the classic nostalgia, I've definitely had more fun with this guy. But I'm looking forward to what I can do with this guy. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the photos at the end too. Next up, we're going to compare him to a bunch of other stuff so you guys can know what you got going on. So if you've played a previous Street Fighter and you're into Predator, here's Predator next to Scorpion. I said Street Fighter, wow. I meant to say Mortal Kombat, wow. I'm all over the place. So here is Predator next to Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Here's the DC Essential Cyborg Superman, in case you get your DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat Universe on. And the reason why I did this is because at some point they've either crossed over or been in a comic book together or even a video game at this point. So here's some size comparisons of these guys. Next up, we're going to do a Storm Collectibles Guile. And we're going to do a Storm Collectibles Baraka. So now we know where Baraka sits in terms of where he is with Scorpion, because I was actually curious of that one myself. Now I've actually seen it myself with you guys on camera. Next up, we have a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. We have a Mezco Batman. Right? Wow, Mezco actually looks pretty tiny next to Storm stuff. We have a Hasbro Lightning Collection Dino Red Ranger. Is it Dino Red? I'm not sure anymore. Here he is next to Articulated Icons Ninja. Then we're going to do Goro, because you definitely want to know what Goro looks like next to these guys, right? Oh, my Goro's not standing right now. Let me just fix his feet so he can stand properly on camera. Well, somewhat properly on camera, right? And last but not least, well, not even last, here's a Kamen Rider from SHF, so you can show you how tiny this guy is. And then as I hold up Goro, let's add Shao Kahn to the mix, so you can see how, large those guys are, right? All in all, the Scorpion is a bigger piece. He's a buffer piece. Brand new articulation, brand new look. And I'm guessing he's the first of their new look on ninjas, which honestly, I like where they're going with it. I like this bigger, buffer body. And it holds up pretty well, a lot less squeaking. And I'm looking forward to what else I can do with him, because I'm not really digging the skull mask, but I'm digging the bigger mask, but that's just me. Looking forward to what's going to happen with Sub-Zero, hopefully, and maybe some other things going on. But I've been thoroughly enjoying the line, and I hope to continue to do so. Hoping to get Cyrax and Sector soon, because those were dope. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it informative. Most of all, guys, hope you do good, be good, drink your water. Later.